Try that again. Hello, YouTube modeling community. This is Rusty Rotor. Sorry for the delay in videos. Last week it was a super busy week, as this week will be for me. And I did make a video. I should have had it out Friday, but somehow my phone updated and it blitzed and I lost the whole video. So here we are, Sunday. I just got done with yard work and figured I'd get down here and try to make a video again. This video is kind of, let's call it, we're at the halfway point, give or take, for Cecilia the villain. So this update will be all about her, him, and you know what we've got done, and what's 100% done, and what are our plans from this day forward with the diorama. First and foremost, thank you to all my past, present, and future subscribers. We appreciate you dearly. If you know anything about my channel is not a tune in, watch me build, and me fast forward through everything. We've tried that in the past, and it was just too much to try to do. So we made a decision. It's just going to be kind of updates on the projects and a whole lot of talking. So, you know, bear with me, guys. It's not always the icing on the cake type videos, but I try to be as formative as I can, and you know, and show you every little thing I've done, even the mistakes. So if you ever want to try to either duplicate something, or you're working on a project yourself and you were curious about something, you know, just pay attention. Make sure you watch my videos all the way through, you know, from beginning to end. It doesn't have to be in one setting, because I know some of my videos do run really long. It is super hard for me to make a 10 or 15 minute video, because it's progress. It's, you know, we need to talk about it. What happened? What did we do? And how this happened? And what we're going to do type thing. So that always takes a little bit longer. These are my new specs. These were custom made by my optometrist for modeling. They have lines, so they're bifocals, but these are jeweler grade lenses from here down, and up here is my script. So it's really nice to only have to put on one set of glasses, and you know, when I'm working down here, I'm looking through the bottom, so it's really magnified. So they've really helped. If you wear glasses, I highly suggest talking to your optometrist. And if you're heavy into the detail and you're finding it hard to, you know, look through your glasses, you have to switch to readers or magnifiers. To me, I like to simplify things. One set of glasses that will do everything I need to do. So if I'm reading, I'm on my phone a lot or a computer, the prescription part helps really well. Working on a model, I'm doing fine little detail. I look down through the bottom, it really, really magnifies it. And, you know, it does play a little trick on your eyes, so you got to get adjusted to them. But definitely talk to your optometrist, because you can avoid, you know, I keep them around just in case, but readers, magnifiers, and all that other equipment, when you can just, you know, if you have insurance and you get your glasses, you can get it done, and it's not going to cost you any extra. My wife just happens to have very, very good optical insurance, so you know, I'm covered. I get, if people aren't, you know, the price for a pair of glasses is high. It's cheaper to get a pair of readers or jeweler's glasses for this hobby. I get that too. I've been there and done that. So it's been over a week. Well, it's been about a week. Yeah, a couple days past. What's the plans for our shop going forward in our channel? It really hasn't altered much. Almost in 2 years. Come May, I think it is, May or June makes our 2-year anniversary here on the YouTubes. And you know, we've had our ups and we've had our downs, and we've had our going around chasing my tail. We've taken breaks, and we've made some adjustments and figured some stuff out. Well, one thing we did figure out is, you know, how YouTube works, and what we have to do as content creators to suffice to them, make them happy, but yet make you guys happy and make ourselves happy. It's a triple-edged sword. So it's really hard, and it's a fine line. And a lot of guys just don't care. They just do what they want, and they post when they want. And I'm really leaning towards that a lot, because I want to build this channel and get as many subs as I can possibly get. That it was our original goal, and we just fight it tooth and nail. We're not gaining leaps and bounds. And I know there's more modelers out there that really should tune in. They might learn something. I definitely would learn something from their channels. I search new channels all the time, and sub to them and follow them and watch their videos, because they're a newbie, they've may have cornered the market on some things, and I'll get some good information and enjoy watching their videos. So that's why I always say, spread the word, get other people involved, and that means just, hey Fred, man, yeah, check out this guy's channel. You used to build model cars, yeah, see what he's doing. It's just things like that. That's the back end of the spectrum. I can bring in and spend hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars and bring content in here and show you guys constantly. That's not my style. My style is balling on a budget. You guys know that. I mean, we've said it a million times. So, we're going to keep that balling on the budget going. The only difference is now I've set up a thing to where money is going to go into my account every month, and it should be enough to pretty much cover whatever I need and want for my hobby, which is really good. Does that mean Rusty Rotor's Model Car Garage is never going to accept a sponsor? Absolutely not. It just means exactly what it means. It means it's a way for me to start bringing some other better things into the shop to show you guys, to make it more intuitive, more exciting. You guys have all seen what I can do. And really, I'm not the master of any of it. My stuff is, I consider it to be mediocre. I know a lot of people don't, and I'm really appreciative of that. But I'm the artist. It's my interpretation, and I have a set way I want things to be. And if they don't come out that way, to me, then it's not what it set out to be. So, to the average day Joe that doesn't know the difference or would see the mistakes, it's amazing. And I do the same thing. Sorry for the noise, guys, in the background. I'm just unwrapping this chain. Just I want to show you a little something here. And so, we may back off a little bit, be sporadic, unless I get a lot of comments asking for more. Then there's really no need to give more, because our average view time is crap. The amount of comments that we get is crap. They're not crappy comments. It's just, it's not enough to really push our channel above and beyond and keep it in the popular circle where it's viewed easier, more often. A different demographic sees it. So until we can get that, and like I said, that's playing YouTube's games. So we got to do it. And all I can ask is each time you guys flood these comments, thumbs up, thumbs down, be positive. Don't be a negative nanny, because trust me, guys, I'm almost 60 years old. For everything good I see, I've done 500 bad things that I've learned from. So you're not going to point out anything of my work that I don't already know exists, and that goes for any project in the future. So always positive comments. It's a hobby. Yes, we kind of play with toys, but we're taking that and turning it into art, and that's a whole different level. Each one of my builds I consider to be a masterpiece, because there was a thought process. It wasn't just open the box and build the model as it is, even though I have a few that way, and that's because I liked the way it was. I liked the box art, and just building what's in the box and replicating the box art is fun in itself. I've even taken them out of the box and not put a drop of paint on them and built them right out of the box. And that's fun too. For guys that are real shaky and can't paint real well and stuff like that, guys, just get some really good glue. Take your time and just build it right out of the box. Use what's there. Don't add anything to it. You know? All I can say is if you apply the decals, then you might want to think about going back and putting if nothing more, a matte coat over it to protect those decals so they don't yellow and fish and start cracking and splitting over the years. That's all that's for. A model car right out of the box is a beautiful thing to me. A lot of guys are like, anybody can do that. Well, yes, anybody can do it. Anybody can do what I do. I'm not, like I said, I'm not this magnificent model builder, master model builder. Even though I've been placed in that category, I'm not that way, guys and gals. Whatever I do, you guys could do. And again, I'll reiterate this pretty much one more time. If there's any questions about modeling, about a tool, about supplies, what do I use? How do I use it? Any model you kind of see in the background here ever in a video, and you've been thinking about that model, but you don't want to pull the trigger and get it because you really not heard anything about it. You don't, is it going to be worth my money? Is it going to be a box of crap I'm going to have to do a lot of work to just to get a decent model? All you got to do is send me an email. It's always down below in the descriptions. Every video descriptions. Only a couple of videos I did that were like real quick in and out that I didn't put it down in the description. But you can go through just about any one of my videos and look in the descriptions and you'll see my email. And I'm not scared to say it. It's rawykoffjr@gmail.com. I weed through my email 2 to 3 times a day. So it's not going to get overlooked. People can, troll me all they want. It doesn't matter because if I don't know it and it's something that's negative, I'm not going to even pay attention to it. I'm just going to delete it. But that's the best way to get a hold of me. And we can start there. Secondly, my shop is always open to anybody that watches my videos that's in my area, which is Northern Kentucky. I'm 10 minutes south of Cincinnati. I'm 10 minutes east of Indiana, like Lawrenceburg, that area, Aurora. I'm like 10-15 minutes east of that, 10-15 minutes south of Cincinnati. Mid Kentucky, I'm about a half an hour. I'm really close. You just got to contact me, let me know, say, hey, I'd like to come up and see the shop. My shop is always open for a tour. It's nothing spectacular, even though everybody that's been here says it is. It works for me. I like it, and that's really, at the end of the day, that's all that matters. But again, it's open. You want to bring a model with you and come up early on a weekday or a weekend, and you don't have some of the facilities, and I have them, come up. You can use my spray booth, my airbrush, my paints. It don't matter. I've got glues everywhere. So sit here, we'll shoot the crap, and you can work on your model, and I can answer any questions. So that being out of the way. So what's the future hold for Rusty Rotor's Model Car Garage? This year, unfortunately, it's not going to be a lot of builds. There's going to be a few. We've got Wife's Choice. We always do every year. I've got to print out a couple figures for her build, which is the Grease Lightning. So there's a John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John figure. And we've got the car from the movie. So that was my wife's choice. So it'll be built box stock. The only difference is I'll be painting the car pearl white and using the kit decals. We might add some plug wires. That's yet to be determined. But the kit wheels, so on and so forth, the figures will get painted and they'll be on a little base. I don't know how I'm going to do the base yet. Probably like a street. Something that'll fit inside the display case. And that'll be for her for this year. So, you guys always got to hit that bell notification so you know when those videos come out. I try to label my videos pretty good of what it's about, and right above the descriptions there, or right above the comments in the descriptions. And by the thumbnail, you can pretty much tell what we're going on here. But again, we're trying to build the channel. And you know, we've not been real successful, and you know, that's okay. At the end of the day, it's just what it is. It just means to me that I don't get a lot of effort back, because it is a two-way street. It's a three-way street, multiple way street. It takes great people like you to watch my videos, comment on them, the thumbs up. That all helps without you forking any money out of my pocket. That's why we always made a determination. Monetization is not what it's all cracked up to be, so it's not really worth my effort or time. Patreon, a lot of people will disagree with me on this, and that's fine. That's their prerogative. Patreon, I don't feel the need to charge you a membership to have my knowledge, or for certain inside little freebies and stuff like that. Big companies, I can see how that benefits them. They're pumping out equipment and materials, and that all helps to recoup some of their original cost. And people that are trying to make a go of this and make a living at it, I get that all helps cover the monthly bills, and that works for them, but not for me. Anything I know about and I have, it is free. I'm not going to give you all my models, but you know what I mean. All this knowledge up here is free. There's a lot, believe it or not. I don't know it all. I don't claim to know it all, but there is a lot of knowledge. And I have a good support system in my own house, which really helps. I have a huge group of friends here on YouTube and not on YouTube that are supportive, and they're all great friends. Our beloved Terry Sr. that has passed, he was one. Like I said, he helped me through a lot of crap when I first got into YouTube and started figuring out what things are about. He really shed a lot of light on that, and like I said, I'm grateful that I got to meet the man this past year at Acme. I'm trying to undo this little tie here, and I'm going to miss him, and we look forward to the video of the we're going to get into the group build, or appreciation build for Senior, and I'll show you what we're going to do, and we'll talk about it a little bit. All right, there we go, we got it. So that being said, the builds for this year, of course, it's Cecilia the Villain. We've got the Oliver Biden project, which is about 85-90% done. The interior is just about done. In a day, I could have the interior wrapped up. The tires and wheels are done. I think the brake package is done. We will have to get our brake lines ran. We need to finish up the rear suspension. And then we can start working on the engine. The body work is done. Let's see what else. So yeah, we're about 85 to 90% complete on it. So we need to knock it out, because I would like to bring that to Acme. Considering one of the themes is Mustangs. The other is trucks. So we have the Villain, and we have Project Shorty back here. I've not worked on it in a couple weeks. It had an accident, and I've got it back other than a couple pieces to where it was before the accident. So we're grateful that kind of worked out in our favor. Let's see. And we've been a day here and a day there. When I get a little time, I come down here and I'll organize on the shop some more. And that's really about the rest of this year is going to be, is getting the shop completely organized, things labeled in their place. We're working out the kinks with the new printer. Working on some other little projects that I've been wanting to do. We've got a side project going on. Let's see. And then we have the 66 Ford. We have the 67 Fairlane back here. And then we have the tribute build, appreciation build. So, guys, there's going to be a lot of other builds other than just this diorama. I know people get lost in the way of somebody just working on one thing. It gets a little boring. Trust me, we're going to mix it up a little bit. Cheers. I hate Sprite. It tastes dirty to me. I love 7-Up. It's crisper and cleaner tasting. I don't know why, but it's the only thing we have in the fridge down here. I got to put some other sodas and water in the fridge. And we're going to try to bring some new things to the channel as far as supplies from different vendors. We've always got Ryan Jones. I've talked to him the other day. He's just super, super busy. He also had a death in the family. And, like I said, he's a father. He works. He's a husband. So there's a lot of other priorities that come first. And I love that about the man, that his priorities, he takes care of them. He keeps them in place. And he knows, that the hobby is at last in line. So, we'll be getting some things from him, I'm sure, pretty soon. MGSF, when he gets all the kinks worked out, I'm sure he'll have some stuff for us to view. And like I said, we're always open to a sponsor, whether it be limited or full-time. It would be really nice to coexist with a paint sponsor. There's a lot of great companies out there. Splash, Gravity, there's Createx, there's SMS, there's Scale or Outlaw, whatever it's called. There's quite a few. So if any of y'all are watching, or one of you passed on to them and you know them, I would love to partner up with somebody, because that would definitely take a big brunt off of what we do here. Because I'm always using primers, I'm always using paints. I don't like to paint things the same color over and over again. I like to use all my paint, so I try to be creative in whether it's a 2-tone, a 3-tone, 4-tone, or I custom mix the colors to get something new and exciting. I do that, and I dabble a little bit in everything, anywhere from acrylic paints to craft acrylics. Oh, that's thinner. Craft acrylics. The secret project was sprayed with Vallejo. I used Vallejo thinner, acrylic thinner. I thinned it down to where it was the consistency of milk. I adjusted my airbrush, and it actually sprayed really, really nice. And I put it in the dehydrator, and the paint really cured well. I got some light sanding to do, and it's going to get a matte finish over it. So, we can do that, and then we can move on to the next color, because it is multicolored. And then it'll be the hardest part of the build, which is the interior. We've got quite a bit of work to do in there. So, and we've got a deadline for that one, so we got to make sure we stay on task. Same as the villain. So we'll take a look at the villain here real quick. We're 20-something minutes into this. I want to try to make this not over 45 minutes long. I know you guys laugh when I say that, because, it's the way it is. So, I'll kind of grab them and bring them into camera here. This, of course, you guys know, is the red building. This is what we're dubbed the natural building, or the wood building, whatever you want to call it, because it's got a light oak door, and then it's got a dark walnut door. Keep in mind, this door is a rectangle door, but there's a header above it that was exposed in my pictures I have for reference. So we duplicated that as best we could. We've added a welcome mat here, and it's real fuzzy, like a real welcome mat would be. So the realism of it's there. We had put these shutters on once. Just after looking at it, we weren't happy with them. There was no way they would, if they closed, they would be perfect. So we cut them down to where now, if in real life if these were shut, they would fill the space perfect. And we still have this set of shutters to do, which we'll probably work on this week with a couple other little things. We will be putting this to the side a little bit, for probably a week or two. That way we can get the Biden project wrapped up. That way I know I got that done, and we're good for Acme for that. And if nothing more, I'll have this and Shorty to take to Acme, and that's truly enough. This is it's like 2 feet long, and 18 inches wide at the widest part. So it's a little bulky to be carrying around. It's going to have a lot of detail on it. So where are we at with this thing? So we've added all of our electrical conduit. It feeds over and feeds this building. It runs straight in to feed this building here. Comes over and comes back and goes in to feed the red building. We've got some other conduit running up to a junction box up here. And we got a wire. It'll go to that lamp just making it look like it'll really be wired with an LED, but you know, as far as seeing wiring, it'll be this, which doesn't do anything, but just gives the appearance of. So we'll kind of bring it in. So you can see that little black wire hanging off there. That'll just go into a little hole in the lamp and you know, play the part. It'll actually get drilled through the back of the wall here and run the LEDs back here, because our backboard goes straight across here. So we'll have all of our plumbing and our electrical and everything mounted on the back wall here. So it's kind of out of sight, out of mind. For the roof, you know, we got a roofing down. This doesn't matter because the roof access building goes right there, and then our pigeon coop goes right here. We will have a skylight right here and a roof vent. Looking at the roof vent, it'll probably be over here or up here in the corner, one of the two, or this corner, sorry, hard to see, up in this corner. And we'll have a little wooden chair with Don Carlos sitting right by the pigeon coop, feeding the pigeons, letting them out for the day, that type of thing. We've got real clay tile. They're not real, they're 3D printed. Ridge covers, they'll go, you know, two sides of this. We've got our roof tiles to put on here, and we got a ridge cap to go on top of that. That's all coming from Ernest. So yeah, we're about 90% done on this building. You know, we've got the pigeon coop done. Don Carlos is done. We've got a chair for him to sit in. That's done. We've got the entrance building on top, or access building. It's done. We just got to get the other few components that Ernest is going to be sending us to kind of finish this up. Then it's getting the flower box we scratch built glued, and getting our vines ran up everywhere for the ivy, because this building's going to have a lot of ivy on it. Both buildings, I should say. And this is going to have some red roses. It's going to be in a planter right below the window. This one will have some flowers vining out, and then we're just going to have plants sitting everywhere, on vases and stands, and you know, pots of flowers, all attractive. Because remember, this is a point of view diorama, so the point of view is looking down the street, and those yellow shutters draw you in to looking down that street. Not to mention all the other little points of interest that are going to be on there. The checkerboard tournament that's going on. We have the fountain, kids running around playing, animals running around. You know, there's going to be birds, dogs, cats, squirrels, mice, an owl. We got some other birds. All this stuff to go in there and play its part, or its role in this diorama. Not alone mentioning the gutters, the downspouts, all the foliage, power lines overhead, and the wires coming off the power lines down to feed the power boxes that are mounted on the walls. So anything we can do to make it look more realistic, that's our goal. We had not set out to do this from the beginning. It was going to be just a simple thing. You know, of course, you know me. I take it 10 steps further. So with that being said, that's kind of where that's at now. The truck, which is the star of the diorama, we got the driver done. We've got our interior pretty much done. It's about 98% done. Our frame is done. We do need to plumb the airbags for the air ride. That's part of the detail. We're waiting on components for the engine, so we don't want to really start on that yet until we get those and make sure everything fits right and it's going to fit down in here. What else we got to do? We got to do some bed work on the truck, and then the truck's pretty much going to be done. The engine will be the last thing, and what I do underneath the hood of the engine. The hood will be off to reveal the engine during the show. Just because, like I said, it's the star. It's going to be lit up. The headlights, the marker lights in the front, the tail lights, all that's going to be lit up. So it's, you know, another point of interest on the diorama. Not just the diorama. So yeah, you know, we're doing really good on this. Now the driver's done, which the driver is going to be the owner's son, is what we're saying. And then an employee of the company. They all together this day, and they're making their deliveries. The son's learning how to drive. So the dad makes the son drive for the day wherever they need to go to make their deliveries. So we've keyed this in 2 different boxes for right now. This is stuff that we could still use, we need to do type thing. And we keep that underneath here so we know. And then we've got our box right here of completely finished. And you may say, well, what all have you got done? I can tell you. We got some of the rail done. We got plant stands done. We got our planter box for the ivy done. We've got our roof access building done. We got our handle on there now. And a little rust streaks on there from where it's just rusting away. We got these little planter boxes right here that'll go on the walls and get flowers in them. We've got our fountain done. All these lights have been wired and checked. They all work. So we got all those done. We've got our, like I said, our fountain done. See, and this will actually work. We just add a little more detail to it once it's actually put in place. We've got one of the stoops here that broke off. I don't want to put it back on until I actually put the buildings on the base to keep from knocking it off again. We've got a few lights still to wire. We've got our bench. It's just a concrete bench that's sitting in the courtyard. We got our power boxes that go on the other building. Those are done. We just got to get them on and then run all the conduit for it. There'll be a lot more conduit and wires and everything on the other building because it's bigger than the red natural building. All of our animals to date that are done. Birds, squirrels, rabbits, cats, dogs. Well, the cats, I don't think I put the, yeah, there's one of the cats. But yeah, pretty much all the animals are in here. We've got the pigeon coop done, the rabbit coop. We got some bottles here still to paint. The silverware that's in there, that's the chromey stuff there you can see. That Norman made all that, and it's all been chromed. We got a place setting for 4 here. We got all the dishes painted. These were replicated by some dishes I saw online that are vintage Italian dishes. So I kind of try to replicate that, and it turned out pretty good. We've got our aerial, the black, green, white, and blue building all feed off of this one aerial. So we have that. We've got a roof over the light oak door. That's done and weathered up. We've got our barrels done. We scratch built a ladder for the painters. That's another little point of view. There'll be a couple painters working on the black building, getting the fresh coat of paint on everything. This little community really takes care of their little village here. And, by doing that, it makes it really inviting to come in and hang out and see and get to know the other people. So, yeah, there's that. Let me kind of put stuff back in here so we don't lose stuff. There we go. Oh, here's the driver. That's his son. We still got to paint the steering wheel, and we got to cut the steering column down a little bit to fit this all in there, and so it fits in his hands, like he's just sitting there waiting for them to get done unloading and delivering stuff, and then they'll go to the next place. So that's Cecilia's son. And I scaled him down just a little bit so he wasn't so bulky and he fit in the truck really good. And he, compared to his dad and the other guy, he's smaller, but that makes him look more like a teenager. So that's what we're rolling with. And all these figures are all different sizes, shapes and sizes. Here's our painters. This is the owner of the company. This is his helper. This is their company t-shirt. We did modify this guy to stand on the ladder. We cut his arm off and put it back on in a position where it looked right for him sitting on the ladder. This guy will just be up on the balcony painting the balcony doors. They both have black paint on their brush. So yeah, they're improving the black building. We got kids running and playing. We've got Nick and Nancy. They live in the green building. They dress accordingly. They're the yuppies of the thing. And we've had to lean more towards being of modern day than staying in the era of the 50s, because the clothing on these aren't. A few of them are 50s within the 50s, so we're going to call those the old people. They're set in their ways. They still dress like they would then. The newer people that have moved in are more. They're younger and hipper and blah blah blah. But they're going to be standing up on the top of the steps, watching the painters do their thing, thinking about maybe asking them how much they charge to paint their building. So yeah, they're paying attention to them. So that's Nick and Nancy. That's what we're calling them. I think that's what Norman called them. I can't remember. But that's who they are now, Nick and Nancy. We've got chairs, we've got tables. I scratch built a table to set by the chess tournament. You guys can see that. I hand painted all the labels on the bottles. We drilled them and filled them. Excuse me. I've been outside cutting grass and my allergies are through the roof. Anyways, we scratch built grapes. Each and every grape is individual. Got them on the vine, so it plays the part. We made an apple, and then some apple slices on a plate. And we got some whiskey, we got some wine. I was going to add another little plate with some like cheese on it, but I thought that it's already too much on there as it is. But maybe we'll have a woman there with a plate in her hand and some cheese slices or something on her plate. But yeah, we scratch built the table, and we'll just set that right next to the little grouping there we got. And it is a grouping. We got, where's he at? We got another gentleman. We've dubbed him Forrest Gump because he reminds me of the scene from Forrest Gump. So that's what we're going to call him. It'd been awesome to have a little ball cap to put on him and paint, Bubba Gump Shrimp Company on it or something. But, he just reminds me of Forrest Gump, so thus his name is Forrest Gump. We got him. He'll either be sitting on the fountain or the bench or in a chair or something somewhere. We have Mark Batson. So, Mark, if you're watching this, I hope you get a kick out of this. It's not an exact resemblance of you, sir. It was just comical that's who this figure made me think of right off the top of my head was you. So, I hope you find some humor in this. We detail painted him up pretty good. The buttons. And, he just won the chess or the checker tournament, so he's really excited. We got some of Mark Patson's family around him. We've got a mother, a father. We've got just a normal teenager standing there watching. I think this is the lady we'll use, and we'll probably cut her hand off, and we'll rotate her hand and touch it up, and we'll have a plate in her hand with some cheese slices on it. Maybe this is a couple, and he's already out there watching, and she's bringing some cheese for the guys to have to snack on for the tournament. So we got those three. We've got Joe Cool's older brother. He's scratching his head, figuring out how did Joe Cool lose. He had the game won and then lost. We all know Joe Cool. He is where is he? Where did he go? Oh, here he is. He don't care he lost. He just sit back, lit up a cigarette on that little table. We made a little pack of Marlboro cigarettes to sit on there. He's like, no big deal. Let's just let's play again, and we'll have some more drinks. We're having a good time. So, these are the two. Mark Batson and him are the ones that just played the game. We got some bystanders standing around. Here's the mother with a newborn baby. She's just watching. That's part of Mark Batson's family. This little girl is her daughter. Her husband is right here. He's got their son up on their shoulders. He's cheering on Mark Batson for the win. Who else do we got? Oh, we've got another neighbor that came up just to watch. He's truly Italian looking, so we decked him up, decked him out. He just got off work. He came up to finish watching the tournament and have a few drinks with the guys. So those will all be part of the little chess thing. And right here, we put a little jug of whiskey on the checkerboard table. I don't know where the checkerboard is at this moment. Oh, here it is. We got the checkerboard all done. It'll get glued in place, but right now it's not. So we have that was hard to paint too, guys, by the way, to make it look right. But we got the checkerboard to go on there. We've got little kids. We've got medium-sized kids. We've got teenagers. We've got newborns, toddlers, young adults, older adults. We got grandma and grandpa that's going to be up on the balcony waving to their kids and their grandkids coming to spend the weekend with them. We call him the mystery man because in the photos, we've got a mystery man. You can just kind of see his shoulder and his leg in the picture. So we're calling him the mystery man. So he'll be put back there just as a little key piece of what gave me the inspiration to do this in the first place. And all this is gratitude towards my wife, because she's the one that picked out the pictures and told me which route that she thinks I should go, and I really agreed with her, and it was a great idea. That's why we went a little further on this diorama than what we had planned to. But from some great help from Norman and Ernest, we've been able to achieve getting all the kind of pieces that we need. And what I've done, and again, we go to the 15th for anybody else that would like to get involved, that doesn't have a YouTube channel but watches the videos. You've always kind of wanted to get involved in somebody's project. You just got to email me and get it in before the 15th, and we will. Hold on a second. See, this is how awesome my wife is. She brought me a margarita. We're having, I guess, Taco Sunday. My daughter has some friends coming over, and I think our son's coming over with his wife. So, yeah, cheers, everybody. So good. Anyways, so like I said, we got Grandma and Grandpa waving. We've got a phone booth being made by Ernest. We've got a lady to sit in there in the phone booth. She'll be on the phone. It's another little point of interest. We've got, all the residents, and a few of these people we may not use. But most of them we will. We've got our little 2-wheel cart. He fell and it just popped off. I got to reglue it for the delivery. So we got that painted up. So pretty much all the people are done. And then if you remember, we had a contest, a little contest, to help name the name of the street that this is all sitting on. It is a dead-end street, so we had to be mindful. Norman created this beautiful street lamp. It is supposed to get a smaller. Well, I just like the bigger one. I don't know why. It looked better to me, so we went with the biggest one. We scratch built the dead end street sign. We tried different pens and markers, and I tried to make a stencil just to keep this beautiful and nice and neat, and I just couldn't do it. And I'm like, you know what? This diorama is not perfect. So we took the smallest brush we had, and we just did it by hand. And I like that. I don't know why. It's not 100% straight. It's crowded a little bit, but you know what? You can see what it says. I'll bring it closer. For you that can't read it, it is Ruse de Paul or Palerimi. It's streets. It's translated as streets of something. And then TW for Old Tom, Rambler 69, Tom White. He's the one that won a hat drawing. So his idea got put on the street sign, as his name will go on the brass plaque. Same as Lee Barrett. He's the one making all the engine components, which will have a real lathed valve cover set, air cleaner, oil pan, and then he also does photo etch now. And he's got a photo etch fan and then an aluminum pulley set that he made, all to go on the truck. So, we thank Mr. Barrett and keep him in your prayers. He just had some more surgery. He's doing pretty good, just going to need some time to heal. And then hopefully we'll see him at Acme this year. If anybody knows him, he's won when he went to Acme. He is a dedicated builder and dedicated to it being as real can be. And if it's not, he's not happy with it, and he'll put it to the side. Some of his builds take a year. Some of his builds take a couple years. I think the one he's working on right now, it's a replica build of a dragster. And this thing he's been working on for about 3 years. So a lot of time, a lot of thought process, a lot of getting schooled, learning the curve, not happy with a part and then scratch building it, or machine lathing it, or making his own photo etch for it to make it look the most real that it can. So He's just one of those guys that is, all about the details and it looking the part, playing the part, and being in scale. So we thank him. We thank Norman for his great designs. And he designed all the silverware, the plates, all that great stuff. The chandelier for the courtyard, some of the figures, some of the animals. Quite a bit. And he's been a big help. And he's also the one that's going to be doing the brass plate for the plaque. So there's only a few things we really need. And I can honestly just, do it. It's just time crunch. But if there's somebody else, like I said, that wants to get involved in this, that like I need a tree. I'm looking for probably like an oak tree to be within scale. It goes right outside the red building. As you've seen on the base, there's a little circle there. I want some branches visible so I can put squirrels on them. We got an owl that is going to be living in the tree. I want those details to be seen, so the tree can't just be fully, full of leaves. I want some branches exposed where we can see different things. And other than that, there's not really a whole lot. Now, like I said, can I build the tree? Yeah, I could scratch build the tree and add the foliage, and we can get close to it. I've never really scratch built trees. I've seen a lot of videos and people doing it, so I think I can do it. But this has been tested. There's the LED wires coming out of it. Little insight here. You can see how all this detail is curved, and you can imagine how fragile this is. Well, it was the same over here, but we had to cut all this apart. We had to add a tube right here so our LED wires can come up through the pole and go through that tube and down to the light in order to have it lit up. So then we had to reincorporate the arch right here back onto the pole so it blends in with the scroll work. And then this piece was separate. It was down here lower where the pole goes in. So we remodified that and just added it back to kind of keep that detail going. So, we really lobbed this apart and then got it back together and got it wired. We've tested it, it works, and painted it. It's been varnished. It's ready to go and be mounted on the diorama. So this will be one of the last pieces to go on too. So we're happy we got that done. That was kind of in the back of my mind all the time, how we're going to do this, how am I going to get that done, but we got it. Here's the courtyard lamp chandelier, whatever you call it, that Ernest made and designed. It's 3 pieces. There's the glass insert, then there's the frame, and then there's the topper, and then our chain will hook to the hook here, and our wire will come through the chain and go down through here and be inside the it's hard, I gotta cut the hook off shorter yet, but it'll be sitting on there like that, and then hanging by chains above the courtyard. And at nighttime the light comes on, and they have light to light up the courtyard over the fountain. So that's what we're working on now. It's what the chain's for. You can get this at Hobby Lobby. It's like $6-7, I think. Got a whole roll. This would be good on truck beds, semi trucks, whatever you need chain for as a detail. It was cheaper to buy all this and then try to scrap a little piece somewhere. So now I have it. Our green building, we've got we got the roofs blacked out, so we're ready to build our permanent roof across the back here. We got our rocks staged. We still need to do some washes on them to make them blend in with the front. And when I say point of view, guys, remember we're looking down the street this way, so this is lighter out here, and the buildings get a little darker and darker back in where they would be shadowed, and not a lot of light hits. So I had to keep that in mind the whole process too. So a lot of thought processes going into this, and a lot of detail. And I couldn't have done it all by myself. Our printer was down. We did get a new printer. We're still on the learning curve of the new printer. We went with an Elegoo Mars 4 9K. It's a lot smaller than our Anycubic, but we're still able to pull off some things. I've been gradually going from little stuff and making some adjustments and trying some bigger stuff, and we've had some failures along the way, and we've had some success along the way. So, but we're getting it. That's the main thing. So, you guys have a great rest of your weekend. I thank you for watching my videos. Remember, guys, the only way we can make this channel great, and great, is I'm looking in the excess of no more, because I don't see it happening, like 10,000 subscribers. We're, quite a ways away from that. But our next goal is 1,500. That's our next giveaway. We do have some things in the works for that giveaway. We will have a teaser pleaser in between that, as we always will do in between any giveaway. And I don't want it just to be about me giving stuff away, because I do that all the time. I just send people stuff, whether they ask for it or not. It's just a way to say thank you for taking your time and watching my channel. So if you're really enjoying this let's call it build series, just let me know down in the comments, guys. It just takes a quick second to drop a little comment, and that inspires me. What I do, I hope, inspires you. Any questions? If it's small, you can leave it in the comments. If it's going to be a big, lengthy question, just give me an email. That only takes a few seconds as well, and I'll be glad to answer any questions I can. Anything you want to know about what I have in here, what the shop cost me to make, how big is my shop, all that stuff. The shop is 2 years old now. I've been back in the hobby for 7 years. 7 years. Yeah, 7 years. And I've learned a lot along the way, more than I already knew. And I knew quite a bit, just with the world the way it is and the technology that we have for the hobby. It's really changed a lot as far as tools, supplies, detail stuff, parts, all that kind of stuff. It's really, really changed. So, again, any questions, just let me know, guys. I appreciate you. If you're not subbed to the channel already, please subscribe. It's free. Don't cost you anything. Hit that bell notification. You'll know when I do drop a video. And you'll know what the video is about, like I said, because I put it either in the thumbnail or in the descriptions. So, until probably next week, hopefully sometime, there'll be no more update videos on this. We do need to work on the other main projects going on. And when we set this to the side, we'll be doing update videos on the Biden project. And we'll review it again before we really dive deep into it. See what else. I think that's about it, guys. Be looking for the video for my entry into the appreciation build for senior. And I'll do my best to tag Brian over at Got Fuel Small Car Garage. Head over to his channel, show him some love. And Fred Henry, they're both the ones holding this appreciation build. So, make sure if you're jumping in on it, make sure that you tag those two gentlemen in your video. That way they can add your stuff to the page where all of it's going to be. So you can kind of go look and see everybody's builds and the progress and finish and everything else. So they really put some thought process into this, and it's not going to go unappreciated. So until then, guys, this is Rusty Rudder. I'm out. Whoa. I was almost really out there. All right. See you guys. Thanks again.